Frampton Quigg, I like it. Even though the TV and pressure of the TV and media has really put it into my face, I like the fight. And do you know what? They're pretty evenly matched. So it's a really good fight for boxing. Boxing needs this fight, as both of the fighters said. They need each other. Could it have happened earlier? Possibly, but this game is about money. And now they're making more, and that pretty much is boxing nowadays. Unfortunately, it's not always about the fighters meeting the right fighters, as you probably read yourself. But this is a juicy fight. And to break them down, the tactics for this one, wow. They both would like fighters to come onto them. And they like to draw each other. That's probably why you've seen a lot of this aggressiveness and to wind each other, because they really want the other guy to basically, I feel, to come forward. Because both fighters are pretty comfortable on their back foot. Who can come forward better? I don't really know. I've not seen them that strong and confidently coming forward. It doesn't suit them. But when they see a fighter in trouble, then they come forward, which, you know, most fighters can deal with this. It's in their best interest. When I look at Frampton, went down the American road, took on the Mexican. I think they learned, the McGuigan team learned a big, valuable experience there. Mexicans are tough. He took the boy over there, and he's, I thought, a little bit out of his depth with all the experience and pressure that comes when you fight away from home and you're boxing a Mexican fighter. And there's no bad Mexicans at that top world-class level. And he came through that. But I don't know if the experience was a good one. This is why I've noticed the Quigg camp have been saying, you've got to heal your fighter. It's like a relationship. The last relationship you had, if it was a bad one, you've still got some healing to do. And sometimes coming back against an unbeaten fighter, a hungry fighter, isn't the best choices. But you know what? This is why I love boxing. I don't really care who wins this fight, because they're both quality athletes. That's what I want to see. I want to see athletes box each other, not hide behind politics. So these two are going to get it on. And to me, I'm loving every part of this. What I've noticed, and this is why I'm going to lean towards Quigg, because one, there are 2 or 3 opponents where Quigg has dealt with them better and quicker. Frampton could say I've softened them up, but I just felt when I was watching Quigg move, he moves at a quicker pace, and if he can keep that pace up for 12 rounds, he's just a quicker mover. His movements are shorter, sharper, and I noticed with Frampton, in his last couple of fights, he's kind of sat back a little bit, and it hasn't suited him. So the emotional wind up for this fight, and this is a crossroads for both fighters in a way, and I mean that in the way that someone's going to lose their O, but they're definitely not going to fall away from boxing. They're definitely going to come back hungrier, and sometimes fighters need a loss to come back and learn from. So I'm going to push towards, if Frampton doesn't change up and get hungry for this fight, the way I saw him 3 or 4 fights back, where he was faster, he was quicker. Yes, he was boxing a different caliber of fighter, and when you're boxing the world-class fighters, you don't get away with that stuff. It may have, to me, kind of looked like that maybe Frampton's got to the best he can be at this moment, and needs to reflect and take a little backward seat and look at his career a bit more, where he's going, what the choices are. But he's not given that chance. He's gone straight into a top fight. And I don't know if he can raise himself up for this fight. And it's a close one, and I like Frampton, but I thought I saw bigger movements from Frampton. This is how I work it out. I saw Frampton's movements were bigger. He throws the bigger hooks. He puts more into the shots. Whereas I see Quigg, a more manipulative fighter. He breaks fighters down inside. His short shots, his head and body, his short movements from the hip, short movements from the, and he's dropping fighters. Randall Monroe was a fight that to me was going to test Quigg. Unfortunately, I believe that was a burnt out Monroe. And I believe, although he can make weight and get down to those weight classes, I think that was a drained Monroe. And that was a disheartening fight because it was just about to get warm and Quigg got rid of him. And when you're a drained fighter, body shots do the trick. And that's what he went down with. But it was a great win, and he's still got to go in the ring there, and he's still got to take on this man, and he did the right things. I'll be happy with my fighter doing what he did to Monroe. So this fight, it's going to be a battle of who's going to draw the opposition, who's going to get the challenge. As in, I think both fighters want the other fighters to come forward and walk onto shots. Hence, they're winding each other up. They're calling each other out. They're trying to ruffle each other's feathers. So by the time the bell goes, they're both going to lose it and come forward and have a ding-dong battle. Because they could do that because they're inexperienced. Because remember, this is a big fight. If they come out there and jab and move around and tickle one another, people are not going to be impressed with this. Who can hold their business head together? Who's going to think about winning the fight and who's going to think about winning for the crowd? That's the question here. I'm going to lean towards Quigg, and I think it'll be a stoppage or points. But you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if it goes the other way either.